All right, let's get right into it. In the professional world, every single email, every report, pretty much every message you send out is building your reputation, word by word. So today, we're going to break down how all those little details in your writing can make a huge, and I mean huge, professional impact.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. It's not just about the ideas you have, it's about how you present them. In any professional setting, your writing is a direct reflection of your attention to detail, how clearly you think, and ultimately, your credibility. It's that important.
So here's the game plan. First, we'll talk about why these details even matter for your professional image. Then, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of spelling and acronyms. After that, we'll level up to connecting your ideas like a pro, and finally, we'll pull it all together for one of the most important documents you'll ever write, your resume.
Okay, let's set the stage here. I want you to think of polished writing not as some kind of optional extra, but as an absolutely non-negotiable skill. It is the very foundation for building trust and proving you're a professional before you even walk into a room. This is really where the problem starts for a lot of us. I mean, think about it. We're constantly firing off texts, posting on social media, using slang. It's just so easy for those super casual habits to creep into our professional writing. But in a business context, that casual vibe can accidentally make you seem less serious, or worse, like you don't care about the details.
So, let's start with the first, most important building block, clarity. This is all about getting the absolute basics right, making sure your words are clear, correct, and that people get what you're saying instantly, without having to guess.
Look, using traditional, proper spelling is just a must. Things like night for night or through for through. Yeah, they might save you a half second in a text message, but they're going to cost you big time and credibility in a professional email. It's all about choosing the professional standard over the casual shortcut. And hey, even being mindful of regional spelling, like color versus color, shows you're not just correct, but you're actually thinking about your audience. That's a pro move.
Oh, acronyms. They can be great, but they can also be a total minefield of confusion. The golden rule is so simple. If there is any doubt in your mind that your reader will know what it means, just spell it out. Otherwise, you're not creating a shortcut, you're creating a barrier.
And here's the fix. It's so easy. The very first time you use the term, spell it out completely. And then, right after it, put the acronym in parentheses. Boom. Done. You've established exactly what you're talking about, and now you can use that shortcut for the rest of the document. Everyone's on the same page, no confusion.
All right, time to level up. We've got our words straight, so now let's talk about how we connect them to build really sophisticated, logical sentences. This is where punctuation and some special transition words become your absolute best friends.
You know, colons and semicolons get mixed up all the time, but they have totally different jobs. A colon is basically a big signpost that says, hey, pay attention, here comes a list or an explanation. A semicolon, on the other hand, is more like a bridge. It connects two complete but closely related thoughts, showing they belong together.
Here's a perfect example of that colon in action. The incorrect version with the comma just kind of mushes everything together. But look at the correct one. The colon cleanly introduces that list. It's like it's saying, I value 3 things, and here they are. It's crisp, it's clear, it's perfect. Now let's look at the semicolon. That first example, that's a classic comma splice. 2 full sentences jammed together with just a comma. The semicolon fixes it beautifully. The meeting ran late. We didn't cover all the agenda items. See how it connects those 2 ideas? The meeting running late is the reason they didn't finish. The semicolon shows that close relationship.
Okay, beyond punctuation, we've got these little power words I like to call THAMOs. It's just a handy way to remember words like therefore, however, also, moreover, and otherwise. Think of them as road signs in your writing, guiding your reader and showing them exactly how your ideas connect. And you don't just pick them at random. You have to choose the right tool for the job. If you're showing a contrast, you grab a word like however. If you're adding another point, you use moreover. And if you're showing a result, you use therefore. Picking the right TAMO makes your logic razor sharp and your writing sound way more sophisticated.
So knowing what they are is one thing, but punctuating them correctly, that's what really separates the pros from the amateurs. So how do we get it right every time?
It really comes down to these 3 critical rules. Rule 1, if you're using a themo to link 2 complete sentences, you need a semicolon before it and a comma after. Rule 2, if you're starting a new sentence with one, just put a comma right after it. And rule 3, if it pops up in the middle of a thought, just wrap it in commas on both sides. If you can master these 3, you'll dodge run-on sentences and your writing will just flow so much better.
All right, it's time for the final act. Let's take everything we've talked about, all these principles of clarity and precision, and apply them to the one document where every single character counts, your resume.
A killer resume is so much more than just a list of your old jobs. It's a strategic marketing document. We're going to cover some of the big questions, like should you even put your GPA on there? How do you actually prove your skills instead of just listing them? And what are the basic rules for formatting that'll get a recruiter's attention?
First up, the GPA question. Here's the general rule of thumb, the unofficial guideline. Only put your GPA on your resume if it's a 3.5 or higher. If it's below that, it's usually better to just leave it off and let your incredible experience and skills do all the talking. Now this might be one of the most important tips for your resume ever. Don't just state your skills, you have to demonstrate them. I mean, literally anyone can write good leader on a piece of paper. But describing a time you actually led a team of 5 to hit a specific goal, that's concrete proof. You have to show, not just tell.
So let's wrap this up with a final checklist. 1. Keep it to 1 page. Seriously, recruiters spend maybe 6 seconds on the first scan, so you got to be concise. 2. Use reverse chronological order. It puts your most recent and usually most relevant experience right at the top. Always tailor it for the specific job you're applying for. And don't forget to include relevant volunteer work from the last few years, focusing on those awesome transferable skills you gained.
So at the end of the day, all of this, it isn't just about memorizing grammar rules. It's about consciously and carefully building your professional reputation. Every correctly spelled word, every perfectly placed semicolon, and every clearly written achievement is proof of your attention to detail. It's how you build the trust that is absolutely essential for a successful career.